Have your attention, please. We're going to call the June 30th Junely meeting of the Oregon Country Fair Board of Directors to order. And it was suggested I reiterate for the audience, anyone watching the video, that the Junely meeting is traditionally heavy on lightheartedness and light on business as we all approach the event that we're preparing for. And we'll begin with announcements. Are there any announcements?
So I know we're all getting ready for our event next month, but after the event next month, we have another big event coming up in the fall, and that's our annual election. And I just want to mention that right now and give you folks a couple of dates to keep in mind. The deadline for submitting advisory petitions to go on the fall ballot is July 31st. If anybody is interested in running for the board of directors, as a director, we're going to be electing 4 directors this fall, and the deadline for submitting candidate statements is August 18th. We will have our annual meeting of the membership on October 12th this year. Ballots will be due 1 week after that on October 19th. So just keep those in mind. I'll give more details on those later, and right after the event we'll be putting the elections page up on the website with all the nitty-gritty for you. Thanks.
Thank you. I also didn't mention absent is Arna, who's not well, and Teresa, who's been traveling. So we have 10 board members here. Are there any other announcements? Norma?
Speaking of big events after the fair, the Teddy Bear Picnic is August 18th.
Same day that board statements are due for the...
That's happened before.
Yep. Any other announcements?
And we're hoping to do an evaluation meeting the morning of the picnic, starting probably 10 o'clock up at the entertainment camp.
So
Our traditional evaluation.
traditional event evaluation meeting the morning of the Teddy Bear Picnic.
Yep.
Any more announcements? Last call for announcements. We don't have to wait as long as on the Zoom meeting, so we're going to move on. Is there a motion? Is there any objection to approving the June 3rd board meeting minutes?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I would like, I think it's on page 17, my name got an H added to it, and so please remove that.
Is there any objection to removing the incorrect H in John's name on page 17?
Give it to him.
That
He
means
uses
what
it.
he said won't get attributed to me?
John Steinhardt.
Okay, that's good.
Was it a good one?
All right.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Okay, seeing no objection, so ordered. Sue.
Okay. Best practices calls that minutes reflect accurately what said or occurred at a meeting. Therefore, I want to point out that John without an H, his announcement was trimmed. In our minutes, there's he was giving appreciation for folks calling, even those who are calling about bugs as they were discovered. One of the things that was dropped was, "That's what I love about our community." And the other thing that was left out was after saying that the people spouting vitriol on Facebook, they're not representative of who we are. The last part of his announcement was dropped, which was, I suggest they take their attitude elsewhere and start their own misery festival. And then he said, "So thanks to most of you." But I think that should all be in there.
So, is there any objection to accepting that by unanimous acclamation? Any objection? Okay, I'm a little surprised. In which case, can you send that in writing?
Yes, I will.
And do you want to see it before it goes in?
I probably need to watch the video again, but it doesn't really matter that much to
Okay.
me.
Yeah, I just watched the video this morning to make sure I had it accurate. But
Okay.
yeah.
I'll just get it from the video.
Yep. All right, so without objection, so ordered. Are there any other changes to the minutes? Okay, seeing none, is there any objection to accepting the minutes as amended? Last call. Seeing none, so ordered. So that gets us past the minutes. We're on to agenda review, amend, and approve, and I understand we're going to entertain a motion to postpone all current old business to the August meeting. Is there anyone who wants to make that motion?
So moved.
Moved by Sandra. Is there a second? Seconded by Tom Horn. Is there any member input on postponing that? Last call for member input? There's a huge crowd back here. So, seeing none, is there any board input on that? John?
I just want to say I'm really disappointed because I drove 200 miles just to vote on a carbon neutral motion.
Okay. Any other comments on this?
I wish I had known this morning.
That's good, John.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
say,
go ahead.
I just want to announce that we received word from the carbon neutral folks that they didn't have a representative that would be able to attend tonight or today, and that they asked for us to postpone their motion until the next meeting. And so I want to be clear that did not come from the board, that came from the committee or the group, the carbon neutral group.
So with that, and hearing that that's the only sticking point, even though we know no one from the carbon neutral group is here, is there anyone who wants to make a motion to separate that piece of old business and still talk about it at this meeting? Okay, last call. So the motion on the floor is whether to postpone all the old business to the August meeting. Is there any further discussion on that? Sandra?
I would just like to say it sounds like something happened with the carbon neutral people. They were definitely planning to be here, so I don't know what happened there, but I don't think it was a decision lightly made. on
Okay.
their parts.
It was logistics. They probably ran out of gas.
Logistics, one reason.
They did intend to be here.
Yeah, they did. They
came
were
up that
very
was
interested in
unexpected,
being here.
So we're,
To bow
Yeah,
out.
so
in case anyone can't hear, the carbon neutral people were intending to be here, and we believe that they just had some other logistical problem and weren't able to make it for a presentation.
It's a little unrelated, but there's a brown creeper, a very small bird.
Oh,
that looks
look at there.
bark, just crawling up the conifer tree, and it's in these woods that they're most prevalent at the fair, not down in some of the other more hardwoods. Beautiful little
Working its way up.
lake bird. Looks like a piece of bark moving around.
Thank you, that's out of
Sorry, can't
order.
Point out now.
Okay.
Tell it to the bird.
For announcements.
No, that was about. This is about the old business. It's an old bird.
So, last call, is there any other board discussion on the motion to postpone all of the old business to the August meeting? Seeing none, is there any objection to postponing all of the old business to the August meeting? Last call. Seeing no objection, by unanimous consent, all of the old business is postponed until August.
I would like to abstain.
Okay, well that's what I'm asking.
Okay.
So instead of by unanimous consent, we have Sue abstaining and 9 approving.
I'd abstain too.
Okay, is there anyone else who wants to abstain? Okay, so Paxton and Sue abstaining, and everyone else voting to approve to move all the old business to the August meeting. So when I ask if there's any objection to unanimous
where it comes
consent, then that would mean abstaining is an objection to unanimous consent, even if it's not objecting to the
Yeah.
moving of the motion. All right, and so with that, we're through. Is there anything else about the agenda that has no old business on it? Last call? Seeing none, we're moving on to membership comments.
Two things, one quick, one very quick. Very quickly, the meeting in which we were all in attendance is in fact the July meeting.
July meeting.
The word July is a portmanteau of June and July. It is not the Junely meeting, with all due respect to anyone named Julie. The slightly less quick is I would like to, because I trust that like all July meetings that I've attended, that people will be expressing their appreciation and gratitude to various persons, crews, to the land we gather on, and I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude and appreciation to the Oregon Country Fair Board of Directors. To each and every one of you, I sat where you sat for 18 years. I know what it's about. It may be even tougher now than it was then. There isn't always agreement among you or between you and various members of the membership, but I want to reaffirm for myself, and I trust that everyone here shares this, that not only a deep appreciation, but a love of our common community and of your role as the embodiment of the will of the membership through your election. And so I want to say thank you. I love you. Keep at it.
Thank you very much. Is there any other member comments?
What he said.
What he said. Thank you very much.
I think that was a second.
Any other member comments?
I just wanted to make an announcement about Fair TV. If you haven't heard about it, go on the .net site or the .org site and look for Fair TV. It's live streaming on YouTube from the Fair archives, video crew archives. We have a variety of main stage performances, ambience, as well as interviews with elders and a lot of different stuff to get you into the Fair vibe. And it's streaming 24/7 through Fair as well.
Okay, did you go?
Yeah, this will take it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other member comments? Last call? Okay, seeing none, we're moving on to the Executive Director's Report.
Thank you, Stephen. Hello, everybody. It's nice to be in your presence today. I hope you've enjoyed some time on the fairgrounds today. It's getting real busy out there. We're only 11 days away from the opening day, and the excitement is building. You can feel it. And everyone's working really hard to make this another spectacular fair. I do want to give a heartfelt thank you to all our volunteers, our artists, our entertainers, and restaurateurs for their dedication and contributions. It takes all of us to make the magic happen every year. On the administration report, I'm going to talk about the Sunshine Database. The database will close on July 5th at 11:59 p.m. This means no more entry into the database by booth reps, coordinators, or crews. We are having some offline conversations about booth reps and booth reg being able to do it just a little bit longer, but I won't trouble you with those details. Wristband lists will be printed at the Eugene office on Saturday, July 6th. Any changes after July 5th will be done the old-fashioned way, on paper and through the inventory yurt or at the sticker booth. Credit cards and cash are the only forms of payment accepted for inventory purchases after July 5th and must be done by the inventory yurt or the sticker booth. We are excited for next year's database upgrades. This is a 3-year project, and each year we'll be enhancing the user experience as well as the back end for reporting. Our goal is to be paperless by the 3rd year. I do have a few stats that I want to share with you. As of today, we have 7,289 active users with accounts in the database. We have 16,603 people in the system. We've done a total of little over $1 million through the database. Credit cards amounted to $761,000, and cash as of today was almost $300,000. So it has met the goal at its base form of what we intended it to do, and that was to be able to make it easier for people to pay for their inventory, and it's worked. Now, it was, first year of anything is always hard. Learning new things is always hard, and we appreciate everybody's commitment to sticking with it, and I assure you it will get better every year. All right, on to Culture Jam. We have registered 50 youth for this year's camp. It runs August 1 through 8th, and fundraising has been very successful, and we are able to offer many scholarships to the youth this year. I want to remind you of the Sound Task Force that was created. The Sound Task Force will be monitoring for conversational levels at permitted performances. There will be 3 professionals monitoring decibel levels at these permitted performances as well. All amplified sound permits end at 2 a.m. or earlier. So if you are hearing amplified sound after 2 a.m., it has not been permitted, and therefore you could call security and report it, okay? So there was some concern that we were permitting things to 4 o'clock in the morning. We are not, okay? So anything after 2 a.m. is not been authorized by the Oregon Country Fair to happen, okay? Acoustic music is allowed without a sound permit, but if it does get too loud, we will request the volume to be lowered at 2 a.m. Let's all do our part to ensure that the beautiful music we all enjoy happens at a volume and time that doesn't cause disruption to those trying to get rest for the next day's responsibilities and activities. All of our 2024 permits are approved, and inspections will take place Wednesday through Friday of Crunch Week. On the event and site management, we met with the City of Veneta management team and Lane County Sheriffs for lunch at our main camp kitchen on Friday, June 21st. This is always a productive meeting where we share what's new. I think the site is looking amazing. I've seen site crew hauling out bundles and bundles and bundles of debris, and it's getting cleaner and cleaner and just looking great. Of course, there's lots of cleanup, but also lots of projects that enhance the event are being done. We have created a native craft area in Xanadu this year, added and rebuilt several artist booths, installed 2 5,000-gallon water storage tanks for the water system. We've upgraded the showers. We are permitting 4 existing structures in Xanadu. This is a long-term project that brings all booths in Xanadu to be code compliant. We are doing internet upgrades. We have completed the compost slab at the winery, and we have purchased 40 portable toilets to increase coverage during pre-fair and reduce rental costs during the fair. So that's just kind of a sneak peek of what we have been doing for this year to make it even better for everybody, okay? As for marketing, excuse me while I kill this mosquito, 2024 tickets. We are up 25% in revenue and 1,000 tickets over 2023. We are sitting at about 60% sold out across all 3 days. We moved to general admission regular price tickets at $60 a day on June 16th through the event, and tickets are no longer available to purchase through the Eugene office. I'm going to give you some numbers as of this morning for ticket sales. Friday, we have sold 9,846 tickets. Saturday, we have sold 10,457 tickets. Sunday, we have sold 6,091 tickets. The one interesting anomaly that's happening this year is that Friday and Sunday have higher ticket sales than this time in 2023. So Friday and Sunday tend to be our weaker days, and we actually have more tickets sold on those 2 days than we did this time last year. Okay? So thank you very much for your time. It's good to see you guys all here, and I look forward to seeing you at the fair.
I have a question.
Sure.
Not that I need an answer now, but do you have a list of the artisans booth that the fair rebuilt?
Do I have a list? We can get that list.
I would like to see that list. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. I'll take a note.
Thank you very much.
I think there's about 6.
What were you asking?
Yeah. That was awesome.
So there's a question of what you were asking for. Can we repeat that?
What booths are being rebuilt?
What artisans booths?
Okay, we added 6 new booths that are brand new to Xanadu.
Yeah, that I know.
And then there were a couple in the 8 that were getting rebuilt. And I don't know their numbers.
Okay.
Off the top of my head.
I do.
Okay, do it.
Booth X22, X24, X.
No, that sounds like the
Xanadu.
new area.
Yeah.
Oh,
Those are
sorry.
the
Which
6
ones are you talking about?
The ones in the 8.
Oh, in the 8.
Yeah.
I have them. Sorry. I'll send
Yeah.
them to you.
Okay. We'll
Yeah,
get
I was
that out to you
mistaken. Yep.
early next week. Okay?
Yep.
But we did add 6 new booths that are smaller booths, but they are in Xanadu.
Yeah.
It was an
Those I
expansion
know
of 6
about.
new
Yeah.
booths. And then there was a
I
couple.
have the ones in the 8 also, but not in the back of my head.
That's okay.
Sorry.
And construction really only rebuilds one-year-only booths. So these are all one-year-only booths that needed attention.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Treasurer's report.
Thanks. This time of year, we're not sure how all the dust will settle, so, we're gliding by and we'll have a report, with more details about how the year went. But what we do know is this year's been a really big lift from the ice storm and all the crews that have been out here for months working on that, so that we have new people and new staff in staff positions. We have the new database. That's been a big lift on both on the top parts of the people constructing the database and the people learning the database. And as Kirsten said, the payoff will be immense in terms of being able to manage our information and ease the way for volunteers to interact with us and for new people to interact with us. It's going to help us not only on the cash collection and the record keeping that way, but on being able to keep in contact with individuals with all members rather than just the booth rep or just the coordinators. So hang in there if you're having trouble with it. it's a really important project, and it will get easier. We are, still working with controlling our growth, and even doing that, we are doing some of the major projects that were catch up that if we were in that phase of still grow, it would be so much harder to be doing things like pouring the slab, dealing with our, finding storage solutions, working on our infrastructure. So I just really want to recognize the staff, and they're doing and the management team, and doing what they can to change people's expectations about growth and let us focus on getting our infrastructure where it needs to be so that we can assess what is the right size for us to be. So big thanks to everybody. People have been out here working so hard and being really happy. I had a great weekend, got a lot of stuff done. Many crews helped us, and just thanks. See you at the fair.
Thank you, Hillary. And we have Elders Committee, we have committee reports that have been submitted in writing. I think all on the list here. Elders Committee 5/23/24, Energy Park 5/7/24, Energy Park 5/19/24, Energy Park 6/9/24, and Food Committee minutes 4/23/24. Is there any objection to accepting the minutes as submitted by unanimous acclamation? Last call. Seeing no objection, the committee reports are accepted. And at this point, we have postponed next meeting. We have the postponed motion to establish a minimum age, the postponed old business from this meeting, and under new business, we have a process to keep committees in good standing, sponsored by Sandra Bauer, Teresa Vaughn, Paxton Hogue, AJ Jackson, and Arna Shaw. The appointment of Aaron Moffett and Jill Carter to Food Committee, Sue Theolis, Paxton Hogue, and AJ Jackson. And appointment of Glenn Dolphin to Lump Committee, Sue Theolis, Paxton Hogue, and George Braddock. And that concludes all the business. We're at meeting evaluation. Is there anyone who'd like to speak up for meeting evaluation?
Big difference between meeting here and meeting on Zoom is there are no mosquitoes on Zoom.
There are no mosquitoes, and I doped up before the meeting started. Any other meeting evaluation?
I really like meeting in person out here. I think we do better when we meet on the site. I really, really like it. I love the July meeting just for that particular reason. But I would really like to get us going back to hybrid meetings where we can come to some place, a meeting room somewhere in Eugene, those of us that live down here, and still have the internet facilities for a hybrid meeting. I would really like to get us going back to in-person meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. John
I just want
Alexander?
to add that being here is wonderful, and seeing all of the volunteers who are it, and so it's just been inspiring. That's why we're here for volunteers, and they make it all happen for us, so I want to thank them. And on my way here, so it was kind of a meeting annex, I got to see the Human Intervention refresher course, which was just absolutely fabulous. So I kind of feel like it was part of this meeting, even though it might not have been, but I wanted to give a shout out to those guys. Just thank you to the volunteers, and thanks to everybody who cares and watches and does their thing in whatever way they do it.
Thank you very much. Is there, yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to add not only the July meeting, but all in-person meetings are an entirely different event, mosquitoes notwithstanding. And those still on the board who can remember when y'all met in person, I trust would confirm that.
Sue.
It really is nice to meet in person. I wish more of the membership were here, because that was something I always enjoyed. And I have to apologize, I am remiss. I can't remember all the carts that are new this year, but one of them is Pure Love Chocolate, which will be in the space where Maddie's Peruvian has been. Maddie's took the year off. Stevia sweetened chocolate, they're really good. Stuff has to be good to get past the food committee's tastings. Where Olive Grove used to be, there is going to be a fish booth. Olive Grove has retired. And New Day Bakery has also retired. Lettuce Inn will be there. It is an all organic salad booth, and they've got drinks that they've made the base syrups for. They are on Left Bank. I believe it's L22. I could be wrong about the number, but they're on Left Bank. It's not that big, but they'll have all kinds of wonderful salads.
Thank you. I'll speak up for the meeting evaluation briefly on the hybrid thing. I'd love to get to hybrid meetings, but I think we also need to really work hard. I miss all the people who aren't here. I know of quite a few people who would be attending, participating, watching this meeting who may not see it till afterwards. And so if you do something hybrid, we have to really work on making sure that everyone gets to feel as present when they're not here as the people who are present here. And so hopefully that will be a good thing. Meeting evaluation still?
I have the rest of the information because Vanessa had it on her phone. Corn cart, they've got nice, wonderful, simple corn. It's in a cup, various flavors, vegetarian. They are in F14. Lettuce Inn is in L82. Palace Coffee Roasters is at F15. They have nitro cold brew coffee. Trust me, coffee drinkers, you're going to want to try this out. It is mwah.
Where is F?
This is up in where Samoan used to be years ago. We're working on creating a name for that area so we can stop calling it SOS amongst ourselves. But that's on Strawberry Lane, near Altered Space, but not quite across from it. And Panna Cotta Grotto, it's Panna Cotta F18. I believe that's the same general area. So those are the new folks. They went through a really arduous testing and blew us away.
Nice. Thank you.
As we like to say in food committee, would you walk across the fair for this?
John Steinhardt?
Just to follow up on Sue's stuff, which isn't really meeting evaluation, we're doing an experiment this year in that all of the booth information will be on searchable laptops at the info booths this year. And one of the nice things we have with it is that if there are last minute changes to who's in booths, I will run around with a USB stick and all of the info booths will actually have current information as opposed to, well, this is what it was at, June 1st. So hopefully it'll make it much easier for people to find what they're looking for.
So in summary,
I'll talk to you after the meeting.
Sure.
Yeah. So in summary, current information on all the booths will be available at all the info booths in the fair for people who are coming.
Digitally. And it's
digitally.
You can click Show Me Booths with Silver Star Specials and it'll do that.
Up to date.
And leading on to that, Silver Star Specials, can you tell me what some of those are, the Silver Star Specials?
I don't know.
I can give you a URL.
Hey, there are peach pits over there. There are peach pits over there for everybody, so help yourself.
Okay. Anything else for meeting evaluation?
Yes.
Or other stuff? Yes.
I just want to say it's good to see all of you in person, and thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Yeah, I just want to say this is, I love meeting in person too, and coming out here and seeing the fair starting to come alive, it really just, it really energizes me, reminds me of the magic and work that we do and why it's worth it. And so, it's just awesome. So I really appreciate everybody, and it's great. We'll have a party next time.
Tom?
Yeah, I want to say thanks to Stephen for all of the work that goes into elections. I know that's a huge undertaking, and the amount of hours that you volunteer is, I don't think people quite realize that this is probably more than you do for your day job. So I just very much appreciate you, and I really appreciate you using what we call in education your playground voice out here. So I can hear you. Thank you, and thanks for facilitating that.
For this and announcing extinguisher trainings. Any other meeting evaluation? Last call. Seeing none, the next board meeting is August 5th, 2024 via Zoom at 7 p.m. And the President's Piece.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I just have a few things to say. First, I want to say I know I heard a lot of thank yous and appreciations for folks, but I think it's important that we really lean into that appreciation by helping each other when each other needs help. I think the words I want to bring into this year's fair is kindness and fairness. kindness, that means being kind, going out of your way to be kind to people. We are in positions of authority no matter what we believe, whether we're crew leaders, volunteers, we are in positions of authority. So let's use that authority to be kind to people. When they show up here, when you're working with someone, let's just be kind. Let's make it a kind year. The second word, I don't have to explain it. But the last thing I want to do is I want to spend some time thanking the staff. What they do, I've watched over the last few months really closely. I've come out as much as I can to see what they're doing out here and see the interactions that they're having with our volunteers. It is amazing. You guys, you're Kirsten, you're a group of folks. I cannot put in words what I have seen them do and the amount of work and effort they're putting into their jobs. So huge appreciation for what you guys do, and I hope you get appreciation every day until this thing is over and then after that. So thank you.
Our group of folks.
Our group of folks. All right. I'll take it. All right. And then Stephen, thank you. Thank you for doing this. I didn't know how this was going to look in person. It's been a while. And so thank you for stepping up and doing what you do. And then lastly, to the board. We don't always get along. We don't always agree. One of the things that I'm learning as an individual is